Hey everyone, I'm going to try my best not to edit this video. So, for those of you who don't know, DoorDash has been trending, and I wanted to make this video to explain a couple of things that a lot of people don't understand. People who don't make YouTube videos, people who've never gone viral. And the first thing is this, and just bear with me. Pay attention to what people do, not just what people are saying. Behaviors will tell you more than words. And so I'll give an example. Like when Kevin Samuels was alive, I would watch his videos. There were certain things I didn't particularly like, but I kept coming back and watching his videos. That evidence tells me that I actually like Kevin. I liked Kevin Samuels. I liked his content at least. Okay? So no matter what complaints I had or any person might have had, the biggest evidence was my actions. So if someone is saying, I don't like this person, they're a scammer, and they keep watching said videos of said person, the actions is going to tell you more. Okay, if this person is a scammer, if you don't like them, if you think that they are horrible, why do you keep watching? Okay? So just again, I think, and this is, believe me, this video is not about defending DoorDash and what she's doing. It's to explain dynamics. There are people who come here to my channel, women usually, who complain. And yet I can see on the back end that they're watching because they're commenting on many of my old videos, leaving long comments, but then saying, I don't like you. I don't like your content. Ma'am, you just binge watched 15 videos and commented on all of them. The evidence, your actions actually show that you like me, or at least you like to hate me. But there is some level of connection that you have. So I think that's important, you know. And again, some of you may not know what happened with DoorDash. You're like, nigga, what are you talking about? A lot of people who follow me they may not follow her. And I actually made a podcast, I think it was episode 3 or 4, about DoorDash. So if you kind of want to know about her, go back to the Curated Legacy Podcast, episode 3 or 4, where I talk about who she is. But whether it's DoorDash or Dante London, another person who's similar, these are YouTubers who went viral, grew their channel very quickly, and now they're making struggle content about their personal lives, what's going on in their personal lives, getting evicted, being one thing, getting their car repossessed. I mean, literally the title will say, I'm about to get evicted, or, you know, my car is about to get repossessed. And their audience is confused, complaining. These YouTubers are losing subscribers. There's a lot going on over there. And again, I wanted to make the first point that if you are consistently watching these people, no matter what you say, how you feel, you can't stand them, you know, they're scamming, they're clickbaiting. If you are consistently watching, I'm not saying just, you know, watching just to check out to see what's going on, but you're consistently coming back, believe me, you like these people. You love these people. Point number 1. Point number 2. And I want to talk from a perspective of having gone viral myself. And I consider viral is, you know, I think if you use Google or ChatGPT, it'll tell you viral is something. To me, viral is when you have a view count on a video that's significantly higher than your subscriber count. So for me, when I went viral, the time I went mega viral, I don't know. I don't even know how many. I mean, maybe I think I had 1,000 subscribers, and then I have a video that's now at like 927,000, right? So I want to talk a little bit about human behavior. And I don't want this video to be super long, but human behavior. Human behavior is this. Because as people, our brains always want more. The way we are as humans, we always want more. I'll just use myself as an example. I still remember when this video was at 200K and I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe it. Over time, this video has grown to, like I said, 900 and something thousand, and it might keep growing. When I see, every time I look at those numbers, my brain, what I say to myself is, when is it going to get to 1 million? Dang, it's still not at 1 million yet. When am I going to? This idea of always wanting more. This is why going viral is dangerous, because it changes your expectations. Again, I had 1,000 subscribers. Why? The fact that and to be clear, for those who don't do YouTube, most people won't go viral. The reality of social media, and I'll talk specifically about YouTube because it might be a little easier to go viral on some other platforms like TikTok. On YouTube is, most people will attest to YouTube being one of the more challenging. You'll notice a lot of creators will have higher numbers on Instagram, like higher followers on Instagram and TikTok, but when it comes to YouTube, their subscriber count will be a lot lower. And again, YouTube is just, it pays a bit more. From what I hear, it pays more than some other platforms. So it's not easy to get views. And in fact, most people, this is a relative, what I'm about to say is relative and it's subjective, but they say most people, quote, fail at YouTube because the majority of people don't go viral. The majority of people stop posting. The majority of people, again, they move on and, their subscribers get bored. Whatever happens, typically what you see is that most people are struggling to get views. That's what's normal. Okay? And I'm not trying to make myself seem, all great or whatever, but it's just, I feel like I have some experience with this because I have several viral videos, not just one, several. Right? I only have 26,000 subscribers. I have videos that hit 100K and, whatever. So I'm explaining this because, and again, this is not to justify Dante London or Dodash, but it is to say that a lot of people don't understand when that happens, when you go viral and you get that level of attention and you start seeing your numbers grow, subscribers start pouring in and, you start getting emails, people hitting you up on other platforms. That's an abnormal situation, especially on YouTube. Okay, so it might be more typical on TikTok, but especially on YouTube. Again, most people won't experience that. And again, I'm not going to get into, I can throw out some statistics if you care, and I think a lot of times what we do is we focus on, we'll think of like the one person or the two people we know who have I know this person and they have 500,000 subscribers. If you know somebody like that, they are very rare. Like probably in the top 1% of YouTubers, right? Even me, I'm probably at one point I was in the top 10%. I don't know, with 26, I'm just guessing now, in the top 6-7%. Only 6%, I just said I wasn't going to do numbers, but only 6% of YouTube, people who are making YouTube videos get monetized, okay? So what we're dealing with is so Dodash is in a small subset of people. I think her subscriber count is dwindling now, but it's at 80 something, maybe 84,000. She's in a small percentage. She's surpassed me. So what happens is that when you go viral and you get that level of attention, and then you see naturally, because let's be clear, it's almost impossible to, virality is temporary. It doesn't last. So, but your brain, again, as humans, the way our brain, we think it's going to last. We think we're just going to keep growing. We hope. And when it doesn't happen, what you see is people getting desperate. Right? Then they start making desperate content. People panic. And imagine, and my understanding is Dante London, I'm not sure about Dodash, but Dante London left subsidized housing because he was going viral. bought a new car because he was going viral. Like, he moved into a luxury apartment because he was going viral. Imagine, because that was a very temporary thing. And so what you really want to do, so another, and again, this, some of you may not be interested in what I'm saying because it's kind of specific to people who want to do YouTube. I am a YouTube coach, by the way. So, the Curated Legacy Podcast, that's what I don't really, this is more me talking about just the culture and media. But if you want to know more about me, go to my website and you'll learn more about my YouTube coaching. But yeah, you have to have realistic expectations when it comes to social media and when it comes to everything. When it comes to, going viral and growing your channel, realistic expectations. Don't make decisions off of, moments that it's not going to last. And again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm being realistic. The stats show that, and for me, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because I want to be mindful and try not to make this too long. For me, one thing you all probably should know is the cycle of a YouTuber, like, it's up and down, right? Views are going to go up, views are going to go down. You're going to have your down moments around the holidays. Sometimes your content might be getting more views, and again, this is why it's important to make evergreen content. I have seen, like, last Christmas time getting, a lot more views. That is to YouTube's benefit, to have people watching so they can run ads on your videos, especially around the holidays when folks are spending money and shopping. Also, people are probably in the house a little bit more in areas that are cold, like, where I live in Maryland. So again, understanding the dynamics is, you might see your views tank, but you just keep creating quality content. And in my experience, your views will go up again. But when your views tank, try not to panic and understand that that's actually normal, because you're dealing with a machine. You're dealing with social media, the algorithm, your audience. Nothing is going to be consistent. It's risky. It's very risky to go out and buy a luxury apartment or go out and, go leave your 9 to 5, right? It's risky. But if I'm being honest, even I considered that in the beginning, like, oh, maybe I can leave my 9 to 5 and I'm glad I didn't. Because again, when it comes to social media, the landscape, there's so many factors and variables. So you don't want to make a split second decision, a decision that's going to cost you. You don't want to make that decision off of something that's temporary, like going viral. So again, this is not to justify anything that's going on with DoDash or Dante London or anybody, but it's to explain from the perspective of someone who has been there. And like I said, my channel is way smaller than theirs, but the most important thing to me is showing up, being consistent, building trust with my audience. And like, if there's right now is kind of a lower moment to an extent for my channel, there's not a ton of activity. And in these moments, I'm grateful because I'm able to, when I don't have things going viral or getting a lot of views, it allows me to be more present in the comments. Because to be honest, the times when I have viral content, I'm not as present in the comments because it can be a little bit overwhelming. So like, using these opportunities to like be grateful and thank the folks who are still hanging around. There are folks who have been following me for 3 years. That's a blessing. But also, my livelihood is not connected to this job. So again, it is not to say don't do it full time, but if you are going to do it full time, you do need to have a strategy much better than making videos about getting evicted and your car getting repossessed. Because that strategy is only going to cause people to lose trust. And you can say, well, I'm being honest, I'm keeping it real. And all that may be true, but folks did not subscribe for you to ask them to pay your rent. That's not why they subscribed. And most people, even though they'll watch you, because people like to see people struggle, unfortunately. And, and some of it is humanizing and people can relate. But again, is your content evergreen? Is that type of content evergreen? Probably not. Are people a year, 2 years from now going to be looking for your content about, your car getting repossessed? Probably not. Is it going to make your audience lose faith and trust in you, or just see you in a light? Because to be clear, I have struggles too, but I don't want to, my brand is not putting my personal struggles online. And it's like, is that what you want your brand to be? Because unfortunately, when it comes to social media, and I said I wasn't going to make this long, and I lied. I'm about to stop talking. When it comes to social media, people don't know me. People don't know LaToya Dodash. They don't know her as a person. They don't know her depth. So all people know is that outer layer. And do you want that outer layer to be making videos about folks, needing to help you to pay your rent? So that's all I'm going to say. Again, this was just a sort of a pop-in emergency. I'm calling it an emergency video, unedited, because I'm probably not going to edit this, to talk about what's going on in sort of the Black YouTube space. And stay tuned for the Slim Thick series. Stay tuned for the Covered series and some YouTube shorts. A lot of different things. Stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe. All the things. I've already made this too long, so like, share, and subscribe. And just go in the description to see everything you need to see about me. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.